Welcome and hello and welcome and hello and welcome and hello. Happy Friday, everybody. Hello and welcome and hello. And let me add to that, hello and welcome, guys. It is Un Poco Mas, the show where we try to give you just a little bit more, guys. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Welcome and hello and welcome, guys. Welcome and hello. It's Un Poco Mas, and if I haven't mentioned it, welcome and hello and welcome. And again, I love it. I love just a prolonged, obnoxious greeting, guys. I don't have an intro. I don't have a bumper video, but all I can do is just say welcome and hello, just repeatedly, just ad nauseum, just, completely obnoxious. Anyway, what's up, Cloud, my dog? How you doing? Welcome and hello, sir. Or man, I don't really know. Assume you're a guy, but who knows? Women have golden retrievers too. So, guys, we're talking CRSP. I got to get through this one quick because I'm just buried in work. I got a ton of stuff going on. It's going down. This was a day I saw coming all the way. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it had to happen because there was just too much pressure in the short and there was nowhere to go. And I know I keep saying it, but there's no liquidity in this stock. You're talking about a stock that has an average volume of 2.5 million shares, total churn per day. And they're shorting more than 10 times that. And they were borrowing like 15 times that many shares. You can't short 10 times the churn on a stock where there's no shares available, where institutions own almost all the shares. Because what I kept saying, and I have been saying over and over, is as soon as you get a big catalyst, it's game over. There's going to be just a massive day and just blow these shorts out. Now, we had the massive day, but as it turns out, no shorts covered. This wasn't a short squeeze. The short squeeze is in part D. The short squeeze is still coming because these price fixing cokeheads are too stubborn just to, take their medicine, take a loss. They can write it off against, all their other stocks where they make huge gains. But, they got on the wrong side of this trade. I know they might have done well with some of the other companies in the sector, but and they would have done exceedingly well if they decided to cover down in the low 30s. I mean, that's what Citadel did, but Citadel, flips at the right time. I mean, Citadel acts, they have a symbiotic relationship with Blackguard and, Vanguard and some of the more long-oriented trading houses. I would say Citadel is like, short, but short doesn't mean anything. Short is short long. They make money both directions. So what did we see today? 10 million shares traded. The stock moved up $10 or 18%. Looks like it's down 44 cents after hours. You got to take that with a grain of salt on Yahoo. Yeah, 64.50. So holding on to 17% gain here after hours, just extremely strong. And you can see what I'm talking about, guys. They still haven't returned any shares today. Yesterday, they borrowed another 400,000 shares. Cost to borrow is still running, anywhere between basically 8 and 10. They haven't covered anything. And you see the shares available. It's been pegged at, utilization has been pegged at 100% without even moving for the last month. That's why cost to borrow is up, at 10. And you could see what I was talking about. Short interest is 25 million shares, but shares on loan is 36 million shares. So they have shares borrowed for another short attack, but I don't think they have the minerals. I don't think they have the cojones on them to attack this one again. These guys don't want to tangle with Blackrock. I mean, if you look at this insider buy, the director bought 1 million shares of stock for like $50 million. Okay, that is like 1.2% of the entire company in one buy. And then you have Blackrock, just not for nothing, guys. I know I'm not psychic. I'm too fat to be psychic, and I'm not stylish enough. But if you look at this post that I put up, I don't know when this was. It doesn't say, but I think it was like a week ago or something. I said just picked up, or 2 weeks ago, I don't know. Just picked up 4,500 more shares CRSP, and then my stupid Danny Shakes bit. And what I said here is watch for Blackrock and Vanguard to have been loading in Q2. Watch the shorts have no possible way to cover below 100 because there are no shares trading, no liquidity. Shorting from the lows was not smart. Cornbread is leading a coalition of the willing to combat price-fixing, naked, short-weighing, tiny thuggery. No way I sell my shares below 100. And I'm sticking to that. And boom, I told you whatever it was a week or two ago, watch for Blackrock to have been loading in Q2. And then what do you see in the filing yesterday? BlackRock comes in and they buy 7% of the entire company in Q2. And I knew they were going to do that because I knew what this walk down was all about. And it was the same damn thing they did with SoFi, and BlackRock and Vanguard were 1-2 on that. And they ran that thing up. You know, I don't know where Vanguard is in this mix. Usually they're in here somewhere if BlackRock is in there. But yeah, you see their, you know, they had 2.6 million shares on their last filing. So, you know, 5.9 million is pretty dramatic. Yeah, I don't know. I guess Vanguard's not really in this one. They just have like 1.7 million shares. They're probably, my guess is when their filing comes, they're going to have a big increase too, because again, I am psychic, even though you cannot be psychic and fat at the same time. But I have been called the biggest douche in the universe. I did win that beauty contest once or twice. So I don't even understand how the shorts got themselves in this position to be shorting 25 million shares. There's no shares available. Institutional long shares, you know, Fintel's listing at 88%, and they're including the big pharma companies that own this stock. Okay. Okay. So in addition to BlackRock owning 7%, Bayer owns 6%, Vertex owns 6%, Celgene owns 4%, and GlaxoSmithKline owns 3.5%. And then you have institutions heavy in the stock. So retail might be trading 10 to 15% of the float at the most, 15%. I would say it might be closer to 10 because, you know, there's other, you know, family offices and different institutional type buyers that are not classified as institutions, don't have to file as institutions, but they're accredited investors and they're not trading in and out like hamsters on crack. They essentially, you know, they're big money and they function as, you know, smart money, even though they may not be classified as smart money for the purpose of the filing. So what we saw today, if you would have started to see, you know, haphazard covering, desperate covering, the stock could have run up through 75, 80, no problem. Because like I said, where are they going to get 25 million shares? They're not trading. They don't exist. If they try to buy, you know, say half the shorts cover, that's 12.5 million shares they're going to have to buy in the open market. Look at what happened when one insider bought 1 million shares. And I know that's not the same thing because that's an emotional, you know, that's a vote of confidence. That's not the same as shorts covering because they have to, because they were wrong. I get that. But I'm saying that was 1 million shares. These shorts are shorting 25 million shares and they're borrowing 36 million shares. I said, if they start to cover, it's going to run past 100 like a wildfire. I mean, this is not done. What are they going to do? Just turn around Monday and just, you know, short the stock again with everything they have? And they're already shorting 25 million shares. They're going to, you know, to do a real proficient short attack to drive it down, try to take the wind out of the sails and cover. They're going to have to drive it down at least $10 just to, because every retarders are going to start buying the bottom. That's the problem these guys are running into. You know, retail used to be scared and stupid, where the FUD would just make you, you know, wet your pants and you know, sell the dip and smell the rip like a good little retarder. And, you know, Citadel or Jane's or one of these others would take your money, and then BlackRock would take you out behind the dumpster and beat the living shit out of you, turn you upside down, shake out your lunch money, kick you in the nuts, and leave you for dead. You know, that was a nice Saturday night. We've all been there. What's up, Carl C. Mark? Hello and well. You cannot shake not a lurker. Dare I say, Captain Not a Lurker. But I thought the man was traveling today. Maybe that was yesterday. Yes, turd day. But anyway, yeah, Not a Lurker's been them some well-deserved R&R. Man is a dynamo. It's going. Guy probably does more in a weekend than I've probably done the last 10 years. I swear. Sorry, guys. I got to check a couple things. Got a couple messages, a couple people to pay, a couple people to owe, a couple people to buy, a couple people to apologize to, a couple people to get apologies from. Blah, blah, blah. Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? Quote Howard Stern. Anyway, CRISPR up, SoFi up. Yeah, Neo, they're just holding on with Neo. Neo is crazy wound up. I know it doesn't seem as wound up as CRISPR, but even somebody said, oh, I hate that I have my money tied up in SMCI and all CRISPR is going up. So like, you can't time all the runs. Not all stocks run at once, and you're never going to be in every stock that runs. So don't worry about that. SMCI came off 18, came off 25, came off 30, and it's consolidating gains over 50. And SMCI is going to leg up. Shorting SMCI is shorting the AI revolution. They have the best, building blocks for these data centers. They're getting huge deals. Their sales are going to explode this year. SMCI is trading, 1.2 this year's sales. I mean, give me a friggin' break. Guys, they call me Cornbread because I'm moist. I am doughy and I crumble under pressure. They call me the tugboat because I'm short in stature. I pull more than my own weight, and I'm rarely far from my considerable weight. For those of you who've made that little bit down in the comments, you sacks of shit. No, you guys are great. But what else do they call me? They call me Stubby Cohiba because of an unfortunate manscaping accident I had with my Vitamix blender right outside of Fort Lauderdale, Florida in the late 1970s. Ever since then, I guess the bit is my penis resembles a mangled cigar, but anyway, that's not important. They call me Stubby Cohiba. I don't know what else they call me. They call me DJ Patchy Drizzle. You can hire me for all octogenarian birthday parties as long as it's over by 8 p.m. DJ Patchy Drizzle. Just enough rain so you have to wash your car, but you still have to water your plants. It's DJ Patchy Drizzle. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome. I have no idea why I'm making this video. Just everybody saying, oh, you got to make a video. You got to make a video. I was like, why? I don't want to gloat. I told you. I mean, I do. I don't already, pulled my aging shoulder out, patting myself on the back. But I want to tell you when to buy the stock, when I think it's going to go up. I don't care about, it went up. Yeah. Great. We all made money. Awesome. But that's not the point, guys. I want to make videos when stocks are at a low they shouldn't be at, so you guys can make money. I don't want to come on, and just make you look at my fat head for no reason. Oh, attaboy. He's a jolly fat fellow. Sing that in a round. Why are kids singing in rounds? You do that in school. One starts one song, and then you sing one, and then the next starts singing, so you're all singing like different parts. And the kids don't know how to harmonize. Who are they, the fucking Beach Boys? And these elementary school teachers, these old ladies, they can't sing. They always think they can sing. They're just belting it out from back row, just everything. Like, look, you're not even off key. You're not even near key. That's not even a key. If that's you on key, you should just kick down the door because that key ain't never going to work. It's an insult to people who sing off key that's singing. They think they're in some kind of like church choir. They're screaming. Nobody can make out what the hell they're trying to do. As I've gotten older, I realized a lot of these older women who I think teach elementary school, I think they were drunk the whole time. I think they might have been drunk from morning just right on through. Like, how else do you pick out that sweater? It doesn't seem possible. And those outfits they put together, those knits. Oh, the knits. Used to call me knits because I'm a silly little freak. Looks like a little pressure, I mean, traders are going to take money. But guys, I was in weeklies. I held them. I sold some, but I held on to some just to see, if this thing was going to pop. And I got extremely lucky. I'm not going to gloat on that either, because that is just idiocy and luck. You don't want to play weekly calls, but sometimes it works out, But anyway, so nothing has really changed here. The structure of what's happening has not changed. Just the price is higher because new money came in and bought shares. Okay, the shorts haven't covered, the insiders haven't gone away, the institutions haven't gone away, the pipeline hasn't gone away. The fact that they're going to make a huge deal or more than one huge deal with another big pharma, or perhaps Veritex again. Perhaps Veritex wants another bite at the apple because they got screwed in that Caskevi deal. Whoever was negotiating for you know, for CRISPR, really, I think got over on Vertex for that $9 billion valuation on Casgevy, to be honest with you. I think they overpaid on that turd, but hey, you know, good for us, bad for them. Screw it. Anyway, I think that's all about all I had on this one. I'm going to come back and try to hit another Neo video. Yeah, the short volume ratios are not out yet for probably about another 35, 40 minutes. They usually come out like 3:35 my time. Out here on the left coast, of course, 6:35 for out you turds out on the East Coast. New York, New Jersey. You turds down south. Oh, we should get a good chicken fried steak or something out here. Some good biscuits and gravy. I think most of the time you get biscuits and gravy out here, it's a gravy mix. It's just absolute sacrilege. Well, you can't make a proper gravy. It's so easy. I hate everybody. I hate my diet. Really getting fed up with this funny little weight problem. But I got to, you know, do something about it. You don't see... the hell? Probably not a lurker. Very important. Let's see. Nice. Yeah, the great not a lurker. Travel day. Checking in. Checking on the phone like a road warrior. Like the road toad. Road turd. No, you guys are all turds. Anyway, yeah, that's about all I had on CRISPR. No covering. Actually, a little bit of shorting. Stock up $10. Shorts still have nowhere to go. They're just trapped with even bigger losses. Cost to borrow hasn't gone anywhere. So, you know, I think this is going to go way up next week. Of course, it's dependent, you know, but the market wasn't really like going up that much today. It was basically flat and neutral. So this is an anomaly. This is an outlier. This has really nothing to do with anything. This is a technical breakout, and it's also, I would argue, a catalyst breakout, because this chart was primed to go, but then it got the 1-2 punch, the Blackrock, the $50 million insider buy. That takes even more shares off the table. There are just no shares to be had. How are you going to cover 25 million shares? How are you going to do it, hotshot? Pop quiz, douchebag. Peace.